Nigerian tax bill. Those are the things that Nigerians are talking about. And the shades of opinion are as varied as our ethnicity in this country. We look forward, as a result, to these things, to that time where we'll think of ourselves more as Nigerians than where we are from, first of all. But let's start this morning with that court order that came through from yesterday, of course, which will also form our talking point shortly. Uche Okoro is the first user this morning, and he says the court's decision to halt allocations to Rivers State is a troubling precedent. It sets a dangerous standard where the judiciary can control state finances at its whim. This undermines the balance of power and could lead to political instability.
All right, so the next is Mr. Caesar. I guess that's how your unique way of spelling Caesar. Let's get to see what you say. This will get to the point where they say no crude should leave Port Harcourt. Then we'll have Niger Delta militancy all over again, not going to be nice
at this point.
Okay.
Well, Ojo, and we hope it doesn't get to that point, really.
Absolutely.
Ojo Adisa says all these things, I believe, will not bring progress to the state. They should resolve the internal crisis and think of the betterment of the people.
All right, anti-corrupt, that's how you call, that's your name, anti-corrupt. You said Fubara should take the matter of defection to court rather than disobeying court orders. Rivers Fund is in safe hands. Let him pursue the case of defective candidates. What is that?
Well, I guess they're trying to talk about the assembly lawmakers that defected.
Okay.
But it seems like they're back in the party now.
We're not sure where they are.
We're not sure where they are, right?
So Rivers is a movie. The governor is PDP. He used the SPV of APP to take charge of the local government. We're not sure whether the guys are, at least they defected, so we can say they are APC sitting with PDP or PDP sitting with APC.
And even the APC in the state, we're not sure where the APC lies.
There's the Beke faction that seemed to tilt towards the governor's side. Then there is the Okocha end that was removed by the court. That is pro-Wike. Come on, guys. You're confusing us. Just choose it.
Let's make progress, Jeffrey. This next talking point is about the Nigerian Senate passing the Nigeria Tax Reform Bill for the first reading. And Muna Moss says the idea behind this bill is to wake sleepy governors who only believe in federal monthly allocation without improving the state IGR. Well, it's quite difficult to disagree with Muna Moss this morning.
But that's why the northern governors are resisting. But I also saw a story yesterday that showed that when we look at the record of last year, some states, I think Imo was mentioned, I remember Imo and two other states, that the IGR they generated in 2024 budget, the monies that will be spent in the governor's office is more than the entire IGR of last year. Interesting.
Keep
that to your mind. I saw it as satisfying. Okay, Zubair says, we will not accept speedy passage without the necessary amendment concerning the issue of VAT. Of course, there will be first reading, second reading, public hearing, before third reading, so all of that will be fine-tuned, I guess.
Usman says, can a nation's economy be improved by taxation and expensive lifestyle of leaders without production? It's an age-long question, I believe.
Big question. All right, Bakat Sin. I hope that I pronounced your name correctly. If I didn't, I apologize. So, good policy, the northern states should wake up, creating an enabling environment for domestic and foreign companies to generate their own VAT. The north is a fertile land for investment. So for the record, I saw a receipt of 1962 where our exports and imports were captured. So things like groundnut, cocoa, palm oil, and one other product all earned us more FX than even petroleum product. I mean crude oil. So where did you lose it? So the next one is power is restored in northern Nigeria. So good news. It's been a big issue. Vandals have done their things, terrorists have done theirs, but it appears the Minister of Power swung to action to stay true to their word. The president has said, whatever you need to do to get power back to the north. It's been there for days, they've not had power, so get it back. So these are your responses. Kankafo says, now what happens if some of the northerners go back again and vandalize it? Another outage? We need to be proactive. Not northerners, so it's not northerners. Anybody who vandalizes is a criminal.
He's a vandal, he's a criminal.
So it's not a tribal thing. Criminals vandalize, not a tribe. We need to be proactive and ensure this does not repeat itself. All northern governors, traditional rulers, leaders, military, NSA, and the FG must find better proactive plans.
And Olasukomi says, this is great news. Root cause known, gap identified, learning should be taken while area of improvement can be implemented without further delay. Economic losses not too good for the country at this moment. Economic losses is key.
Yep.
So speaking of which, how much was lost during that 1 week of power outage in the
Over
north?
a week, actually.
Over a week.
The responder says the northern governor should educate their people on how to safeguard the electricity transmission lines in the north. Because I think do we have time for the last one? Maybe we take two of the last. That has to do with the appointment of an acting chief of army staff. Behola says, I wish him well, and the substantive requires quick recuperation.
Yeah, and Dr. E says, no smoke without fire. Well, sometimes we need to be more sensitive about the kinds of comments that we put through, particularly when they have to do with issues
health.
like this one. Ill health, even death. So let's be more compassionate. So we'll take a short break now.
Absolutely.
When we return, our first port of call this morning would be the concern over security of critical national assets. Yes, indeed, power has been restored to the north, but some of your questions this morning are quite important. How did the vandals access our transmission lines in the first place? We'll be asking those questions with a view to ensuring or preferring suggestions that they do not reoccur. So join us for that important conversation right after this time out. We'll be back.